Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday. I hope your week was safe. So it's time for another chicken and garden update, and if I seem a little down right now, we just got some more bad news from the White House, so please forgive me. It feels like a bit of a never-ending stream at the moment, and I'm not trying to, let you know this because I want you to feel sorry for me or anything else. It's just contextual understanding. Like I said in the live stream that we did earlier on this week, it makes things difficult to just do normal stuff if you're constantly feeling that you're being, othered and marginalized. But luckily, the garden does still give me some solace, at least for now. I haven't done anything else in the garden this week, and by the time you see this, we're probably going to be getting our first snow of the year. There's some snow coming our way this weekend as you're watching it, and into next week, which of course there is, because we have a pickup truck on review right now. So of course the weather is going to be nasty, and it's going to snow after kind of 2 weeks of really nice weather. I'm actually recording this nearly a week before it goes out, so it's actually not too bad today. We had a very, very strong frost last night. They went down to -6 degrees Celsius, and right now though it's like 12 degrees Celsius in parts of the garden in the direct sunlight. It's really nice and warm. I have my gilet, my body warmer on, but that's pretty much it. So today's video, I'm gonna try and discuss something that a lot of people have asked me, both directly and indirectly over the years, which is, do you dig your garden? Are you a dig or a no dig person? And I'm not a horticulturalist. I'm not a farmer, so my knowledge of soil microorganisms is pretty low. But during my lifetime, what used to happen when I was very little was that every year you would dig over the garden, and you'd literally get your spade and you'd do like a double digging where you'd dig one bit out and then you'd dig another bit in and turn it over as you went. My dad used to do that all the time, and I know how to do it because I used to watch him doing it when I was very small. But I don't do that because modern understanding is that by shifting over the soil quite dramatically in that way, you can actually negatively affect all of the microorganisms that live in the soil and below the surface. And instead it's considered, these days, what a lot of people do is they actually weed by hand, which is what I do. I will weed by hand. And then if I need to, I will top up the soil with fresh compost. So instead of disturbing the soil underneath, I will use a hoe, a rake. I will get rid of any weeds that exist. So this is a good example right here, right? So I would go through and remove all these weeds on the top. Normally if I use like a Dutch hoe or any other type of hoe really, normally you can just cut the weeds roots and pull them out. Slightly different for things like thistles and other deep rooted things like dandelions, for example. You have to kind of pull those out by the roots, and sometimes that can be a little bit of a pain. And obviously here we have occasionally, I'll see if I can see some, you occasionally will get like brambles in that will need a little bit right in that corner there. Getting that guy out, I'll have to dig down a little bit and just pull them out. But for the most part, I try and leave the surface as it is to preserve the organisms that exist both on the surface and beneath the surface. By not disturbing the soil and by trying to plant sympathetically to that, trying to disrupt the soil as much as possible, generally I find the crop yields are better. The plants have better nutrients, and the other reason that I don't disturb it is that all the worms and all of the critters that live just beneath the surface are really good at turning over the soil. They're really good at creating rich soil. And so we don't need to do their work for them. And I'm going to come over to my compost heap here. I was talking to someone recently about compost heaps, and they were like, yeah, they didn't really understand the reason. I was like, well, part of the reason for compost heaps is that it's all about being able to produce really rich soil from this. So, I mean, you'll see actually have that's a parsnip there trying to grow. Not all of our food is broken down in here, some eggshells in here as well, but look at the quality of that soil, right? It's really, really rich. It really is. And that's because you have all of the worms and all of the other insects that break that food down and turn it into really nutrient-rich soil. Now, when we first started this particular compost heap, it took a long time for it to go from the top to the bottom. Now we can barely keep up with it. I'm going to go into this one as well, and you'll see this one has the same thing, right? The food is decaying on the top, the food we haven't used. And if you look at the bottom here, you'll see some lovely rich soil just wanting to come out at the bottom. So it doesn't make sense for us to do a whole lot to the top of the soil because we're generating that fresh compost. And if the soil level has gone down a bit, which it normally does, I normally just top it up and put on top fresh soil. Helps control the weeds. I plant and then I go from there. There is a plane overhead. That might be from the local gliding club. They do tow flights on a nice day when there's good thermals. They tow the gliders up and then let them go. Obviously, sometimes I will do, as I've done here, I'll do a mulch. I don't expect there's anything under here right now, but the mulch helps the soil stay nice and moist, right? And it also protects the garlic inside. But as that straw decomposes, it also adds nutrients to the underlying soil. I find that is a better way of doing things. When I don't stand on things that are in the garden, I find that is a better way of doing things than just digging stuff up unnecessarily. But let's show you what else is going on in the garden. My sprouts are pretty much done. I wasn't able to harvest any, although there are some on here. And interestingly, these sprouts are the ones that were attacked by whitefly, but they still grew. Also, my box hedge still growing amazingly well. No roots I can see for these yet, but hopefully these guys will get some moisture soon. It's nice and damp in there. It's just not, they were green cuttings. They're fresh green shoots in the summer. And box hedge takes a really long time to grow roots. But as you can see, the leaves are looking great. We've got a little bit of variegation going on there, but nothing really to worry about. Ashley is doing great. Aren't you, Ashley? Ashley, would you like to come out and say hello? She's in there. She's probably eating her thing. She gets in there this time of the day and she kind of sticks her bum out, but she keeps her head inside so she doesn't get cold. She is in a double-walled, insulated coop, even though she's on the ground. So she is nice and warm. She's got plenty of hemp and straw in there to keep her warm. But last week, someone asked, why do you have a chicken on your own? And I forget that not everybody has watched all of our videos to this point. So these horrible creatures right here had been really mean to Ashley about 1.5 years ago. Actually, no, it was about 1 year ago. It was 1 year ago this coming February, because it was around the time I had my truck accident. They set about her and they pecked her to within an inch of her life. She couldn't see out of her eyes, she couldn't eat. I had to basically give her syringe water for a couple of days. and she had a really, really nasty deep gash on the back of her head, and it's taken a year for her to fully recover. I have tried reintroducing her a couple of times to the rest of the flock. It's not happened. They have not wanted it to happen. And unfortunately, since then, we had another hen that was attacked. It does happen when they molt and they go through a bit of a change in their pecking order. Sometimes they get a little vicious. They are baby dinosaurs after all. And baby meaning small, not as in immature, because chickens are horrible. They really are horrible. I nearly said something else, and I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to bring politics into today's video. So anyway, I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are safe. I hope that your family is not being targeted by any of the nastiness going on in the world. And remember to be kind, be awesome, don't obey in advance. And yeah, tell me what's going on in your garden. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us today. And if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them in our Discord chat room, on our Patreon page down below, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon or Blue Sky. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They're part of the massive community of supporters who make this channel possible, helping us through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and helping us to remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. We've got options available across a range of different price points from just $1.50 US a month. A massive welcome to our newest supporters: Taylor Knox, Skyel, Andy, Gilardo Orzoko, Herb Suvesh, Dave Dittman, Christopher, Sean, Douglas Hill, Patrick Adams, How Many Wills Will Will Smith Smith If Will Smith Will Smith Wills, Eridoon, Beazle Bob, William Hoffman, Cicadas Sing to hide existential dread at their short lives, Alan Benton, CC, Robert Howell, Mr. Hockey, and John DePoy. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your moment of fame, and you can even give membership to someone else. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have an old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at for the time being, addressed below. You'll also find links to our swag store, and if you're someone who has to shop on Amazon, please consider using our affiliate link so we get the commission, not Jeff Bezos. So we can continue to focus on making our content even better and reduce burnout, we're being a little freer with our release days, but plan on dropping new content every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on our main channel, plus something over on Sunday on TE Take 2. If you want more, the algorithm that hates us thinks you should watch this video, but this video is one we'd like you to check out. Be awesome, be kind, be intentional, and don't forget to resist. Keep evolving!